Harrelson here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with Century 21, the Harrelson Group. Just wanted to send you a quick little video on a question that I've been getting quite often from both buyers and sellers about the Myrtle Beach real estate market. First of all, I'll go on record personally and say there's no question in my mind that the Myrtle Beach real estate market is changing. There is a lot of activity. As a matter of fact, I would say for the first 2 months of this year, I've seen more activity than I have in the first 2 months of any year since probably 2005 when we were experiencing such a real estate boom. Now, I want to also say that I'm not predicting a real estate boom in 2011, nor 12, 13, or we probably won't see a 2005 boom for many, many years. But I did want to go ahead and discuss a few points that I had thought of as people kept asking me, how is the market changing? So, if you don't mind, I'll read off a couple points. I've got 5 or 6 points that I want to share with you. Number one thing that I see that is changing right now, and it does matter, is the average days on the market that it takes for a listing to sell once it is initially listed is definitely decreasing. In other words, you know, in the past we'd put a home or a condo or even a piece of land on the market in the MLS, and it could take 6 months, 8 months. There's many cases where it's taken over a year to get a property sold. Right now, if we put a property on the market and it is priced fairly, now I'm not referring to a foreclosure or liquidation type price. A property that is priced at market value, at fair market value, can be sold within 90 days and sometimes maybe up to 120 days as long as it's in good condition and the buyer sees some value. But at any rate, no matter the situation, the average days on the market that it is taken to sell a property is on the decline. The second point that I want to share with you, especially from the minds of the buyer, is that the quality properties that are at a deep discount are starting to be sold very fast. In other words, a home, condo, a piece of land that is priced aggressively, say a bank prices the property aggressively because they want to sell it fast, and many times you'll see that that particular listing will go on the market and within 1 week will have multiple offers. I've seen extreme cases where one property in my office received 20 offers within the first 4 days, and then of course I've seen more normal cases where a deeply discounted property will go on the market and it'll receive 3 to 4 offers. Now, I, of course, don't suggest that anybody price their property at a level that's gonna create that type of bidding war, because obviously you've underpriced it. But what I want to reflect here is I want to send the message that there are a lot of buyers in our market right now ready to write contracts whenever they find quality properties at a good value. And that's really critical to know. There are a lot of buyers. The third thing that I would want to say is that short sales are getting approved right now. In other words, there's a lot of short sales on the market. As a matter of fact, we're starting to see more short sales listed on the market than we do foreclosures. Because not all, but a lot of the foreclosures are actually selling. So now there's a lot of short sale listings. What we have seen, a change in our market, is we've seen that banks have become a little bit more efficient. They're starting to understand the process a little bit better. And they're starting to see the value to them, the bank, as to why they should work out a short sale with a seller who's having a hardship versus foreclosing on them. In other words, it's pretty common for a bank to receive more money via a short sale than what they would receive if they have to actually foreclose on the property. They will get more money on the short sale. Another thing that we see, and I thought this was very interesting, is that if you're in Myrtle Beach right now and you drive around and you have your eyes open and you look carefully, you're going to start to see some construction. Now, are they building high-rises? No, you're not going to see cranes all over the oceanfront like we did in the past. But will you go by some communities that have a bunch of lots available and start to see 1 or 2 houses going up and maybe clearing land on another lot? Yes, we are starting to see that. That's a very good sign. Builders have a lot at stake when they go in and start developing property. They have to be 100% confident that there's demand to go ahead and absorb the inventory that they build. The fact that we're starting to see some builders build again is a sign that the market could be stabilizing and they have a good outlook over the next year as to what the demand will be for those particular properties. But just the sheer fact that we're starting to see construction is something that you want to pay attention to. The last point that I have here is on pendings. I just did a research before I did the video, and I noticed that the active inventory has slightly declined. Like maybe this month versus last month, there's 100 less listings on the MLS out of thousands. So that's not really a significant decrease. You'll see that that we could fluctuate by 100 listings from month to month. But one thing that I saw that was significant is we had 250 more pending sales logged into the MLS this last month than we had the prior month. 250 new pending sales is a big number, and it's something to start paying attention to. So what does all this mean to you? Well, if you need to sell, now's a great time. If you want to sell, now's a great time to consider it. If you're going to hold, then understand that things are changing, yet it could still be 3, 4, 5 years before the market actually really makes any type of rebound that we might be able to measure or deem as significant. So it does look like we are in a flattening out period right now. We've seen a decline. We've seen the decline slow down. We seem to be leveling off at the moment, and we'll probably stay level, stay fairly flat for the next couple of years. If I can ever do anything to help you with buying, selling, or just making decisions on what you should do, whether you should hold, sit tight for a couple years, or whether you should get the property sold now, please give me a call. You can reach me anytime. I'm here. I send you emails periodically. I hope you enjoy that information. I am your resource for real estate information around the Myrtle Beach local market. Thank you so much.